All right, welcome to Shut Up and Cook. This is going to be the first episode in a hopefully ongoing series. Today we're going to do Thai peanut noodles. Very easy recipe, very simple, nice, quick vegan recipe. The point, sorry, just kind of not cutting my fingers here. The point of this series is to show you how easy cooking really is. And I know a lot of people in mainstream Food Network shows say stuff like that often. And then they start to cook something and they have everything pre-measured out in these fancy little bowls, and everything just seems too, I don't know, clean. Then when you go to do it in your own kitchen, not saying anything negative about anybody's kitchen, but I know with me at least, it's pretty discouraging when you look at this $1 million set kitchen and then you go to cook something for yourself in your own kitchen and, well, things just aren't nearly as organized or nearly as put together. This recipe, very simple. I have all the ingredients laid out before me. I'll show you exactly what they are. These vegetables, they're kind of floaters. You can do whatever you want vegetable-wise. This is what I like, and so this is what I'll do. If you like it more spicy, add more spice. If you like it less spicy, don't add any spice at all. My fiance, for instance, does not like spice at all, so this first batch will be for me. The second one will be for her. And for that, once we get into the sauce making part of this, it's as simple as not adding any sriracha. So, what I'm gonna be doing, some broccoli, about yay much, doesn't matter, a carrot, Napa cabbage. Napa cabbage, totally optional, you can use any cabbage you want. Except red cabbage, I'd avoid that because it kind of turns this weird bluish gray color. It doesn't jive well, it looks weird. And then I found these little baby peppers at my local supermarket, which is Wegmans, for anyone who's curious. I guess that kind of shows you what region I'm in. I got this onion left over from something else I did. I don't remember what it was, but it's still good. So we got some onion. We got these nice fat tasted Thai linguine noodles. Now I've done this recipe with a bunch of different noodles. Oh, and scallions, of course. I've done this recipe with a bunch of different noodles. I've done it with straight up ramen noodles. I've done it with vermicelli rice noodles. I've done it a bunch of different types of noodles. The noodles are not important. What's important is that you like it. Also, I said this is Thai peanut noodles, and here I am forgetting one of the main ingredients of that, peanut butter. You can use any peanut butter you want. They say natural peanut butter is better for this. I don't have that. I have a little bit of this Jif left over. This will be more than enough for what we're gonna do. So, here we go. So obviously the first step of any recipe is getting everything you need to get cut. I got my garlic, just a nice rough chop. That's the only thing I've already done. My goal is to not do anything really too much behind the scenes. I want you guys to be with me for the whole ride. I want this to be as real and in your face as possible. And at the end, if we're really feeling it, I might even do a dish check where I'll just show you my sink and show you all the dishes that this created. Now, I'm using this grater. I'm using this side of the grater to do the carrot because cutting the carrot, kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna finish this up and I'll be back to you when I start the peppers. And we're back, just like that. There might have been some cool movie magic thing that happened. Now, let me adjust this camera a bit so you can see better. Well, that's about as good as it gets. All right, I apologize for the camera angle. This is obviously rough, as this is the first time I've ever recorded myself doing literally anything in my 28 years on this planet. So if it looks rough, that's, well, because it is. So we got our peppers here. For these little guys, I like to just cut the tops off, kind of work my way in there and smack out the seeds. Real simple. Really, here, get a shot of that. Do that again, and we're gonna do what's called a julienne cut on these. This isn't gonna be a perfect julienne. It's not gonna be exactly 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch, etc. It's just gonna be cut into strips. Okay, bang, 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 bang. And this is what we're looking for. Okay, I guess it's more of a bat and egg. Doesn't matter. Fancy cooking terms, just cut it into strips. Don't worry about going super crazy on it. Like I mentioned before, I said I'm gonna try to not do anything behind the scenes. So full disclosure, I have also gotten a small pot of water boiling for the rice noodles. Those really do not take long to cook, which is why I haven't already started them. We'll do, I guess, half an onion for this. That's fine. Same thing with the onion. We're just gonna, see, cut it into strips. Just like that. Make food every day. There we go. Nice and simple. So we got garlic, carrots, broccoli, pepper, onion, and now for the cabbage. Now, I've never found a Napa cabbage that isn't unreasonably massive. Fortunately, it lasts a long time, but my goodness, I mean, this is just a lot of cabbage. And instead of just cutting it like a barbarian, I'm gonna just rip a couple of these leaves off of the outside. And I always like to rinse these outside leaves really, really good, especially in the world we live in now, because, well, that's when people are grabbing that at the grocery store, that's usually what they touch to pick it up and inspect it and determine whether or not they want to buy it. So the highest probability of these, there's a very high, rather, probability of these have been touched by a couple of other people. It's probably not a big deal, especially considering we're going to saute it, but it still grosses me out. So we're not going to, good enough, we'll deal with that later. So I'm going to give these a rinse. I'll come right back, give these the same treatment I gave everything else here, and we're about ready to go. This is the remote. This pauses the thing, just so if you're wondering what I keep reaching for, that's what it does. And we're back again. I have no idea what that's going to look like, especially because I don't know how to edit anything. So it'll probably just be a really jarring, quick cut from lettuce in my hand to lettuces all of a sudden on this cutting board that, again, you can hardly see. We'll get there, guys. Don't worry. We'll get there one day. We'll become a real YouTuber. Cool. That's everything we need for that. So I have no idea how I'm going to record myself sauteing stuff. I might put you guys in the microwave. We'll find out with that, and we'll get right back to it. All right. So I just went through all the trouble of setting this camera up on my stove in a way that looked pretty dangerous, if I'm being real, and I realized I haven't shown you guys how to make the sauce. So here's what we're gonna do for the sauce. You need, well, I like to use a mug, frankly. I don't know exact measurements with this. If you want it to be more peanut buttery, just add more peanut butter. If you want it to be less soy saucy, same thing. So for the peanut butter, I'm gonna say this is about a good heaping, maybe 2 teaspoons of peanut butter. Just slide that right in. Avoid the urge to lick your fingers because you're in the middle of cooking, and that would be bad show. We're gonna do about a teaspoon of sriracha. Don't worry about measuring everything specifically because this recipe is extremely forgiving. Some soy sauce, probably about 2 tablespoons worth. This is gonna make up most of the body of your sauce. And then something sweet. I have date syrup here. Now this is a really one of those like kind of fancy, I call them fancy ingredients. Certainly more expensive than like just plain sugar. Obviously you can use sugar, you can use brown sugar, you can use molasses, you can use corn syrup, you can use maple syrup. It matters 0%. This is just to give it something sweet. And you'll, over the course of this channel, you'll probably hear me use that phrase often, just something sweet. It's a pretty all-inclusive thing. If it's sweet and you like it, add it. That's really all you need to know. So, lastly to this, we're gonna add a little bit of granulated ginger. If you have fresh ginger and you wanna just grate that in with like a microplane or literally anything, you can even just chop it up, frankly. That would also be good. That would be just as good, if not better. Give this a nice little mix. For that date syrup, I added probably about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. And if your peanut butter is looking like mine, where it isn't really, can you see that? See that? It's kind of congealing in an odd way. That's just because peanut butter is pretty fatty, generally. And by, I don't mean it fatty. It has fat, oil. It doesn't really like to, quote unquote, dissolve. So what we can do to speed that along, pop it in the microwave, about 15 seconds. I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna set this up over there where the stove is, and we're gonna saute everything up, put it together, and we're done. Okay, so we got our pan here. In this case, it's a really big wok. These are nice high walls. Gives you a lot of space to work with. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. Got some olive oil in here because it's the only oil I have. Now, we're gonna add all of our veggies at once. You hear that sound? That's exactly what you want, especially when sauteing. Earlier, I said that this was Thai peanut noodles. I am not trying to do actual Thai peanut style noodles a disservice here. This is just a quick, simple recipe that approaches that. It is not a direct copy. This is something you can do super cheap, Super easy, super quick. I don't know if you saw me drop that broccoli while trying to show off, but we're just going to throw that in the sink for now, and we'll deal with that a little bit later. No idea if you can hear me. I might have to do voiceover on this part. We're going to drop our noodles in here. Of course, I don't have them opened, because that would have been smart and convenient. But again, nothing behind the scenes here. I'm not going to do all of these. I'm only going to do about, I don't know, a decent handful, I guess, and whatever comes up with it. Throw those in, spread them out. You might see my cat in the background there. That's Mr. Mooten, the black one on the chair there. He is kind of a rascal, quite frankly. So we got our noodles going. Got some tongs. Keep these moving around so they don't get all stuck. Let these noodles go for a bit. Let these veggies go for about 2-3 minutes. I'm not going to make you watch that entire process. Add the noodles, add the sauce, flip it around, put it in a bowl, serve it up. You're good. We'll be right back. All right, my noodles are done. I'm going to dump these into the strainer in the sink, and I'm going to rinse them with cold water. Because I oftentimes like to reach in here with my hands, and I'd rather not burn the crap out of my hands right now anyway. Cool. Just put them in the pot, set them in the back here where they're definitely not gonna, oh, they'll fit. All right, cool. And then we just grab our noodles, throw them in. Actually, there was no need for me to rinse them off and whatnot. I could have just dumped them in. I didn't think I was gonna use them all, but I did. So that handful was pretty much perfect for what we're doing here. Let these go. These noodles look a little undercooked. I think that's going to be fine, considering I'm applying heat to them a second time right now. And then I'm going to be adding a sauce that they're hopefully going to pick up. So here we go. Get them nice and hot again. Mix all these veggies in. Take your peanut sauce, which again would have been made better with sesame oil, but I don't have any, so it doesn't matter. This is still awesome without sesame oil. If you have it, I recommend throwing it in. If you don't have it, don't let that discourage you, because it does not matter. Look at that. Just let that sauce really coat those noodles, all the vegetables. You're going to smell it at this point. Got that garlic, got that ginger. Really pushing that peanut flavor forward without making it just taste like noodles coated in peanut butter. Because I think we can all agree that'd be kind of gross. When I first came up with this recipe, that was my biggest fear, actually, was that, and again, like, I don't know if I came up with this recipe from bare bones scratch, but it is something I kind of just threw together the other day and thought, hey, you know what? I got a YouTube channel that has 0 videos posted on it. Maybe this would be a cool one to do first. We're all set with this. Nice and hot. I'm going to grab this and we're going to go live with this. We'll put the pot, I took the liberty of just putting all those leftover vegetables and stuff away. Cool, let that hang out there for a minute. And now I got 3 scallions. We're gonna move this forward. Sorry about the vibration there. Uh-oh, oh geez, how do I do this? Oh boy, I'm floundering. Okay, cool. So we got 3 scallions here. Throw the butts away. And this is kind of a garnish, but scallions do add a nice flavor. They're like diet onions. How about that for diet onions? Yep. As I'm doing this, keeping my thumb behind my fingers and just gliding the knife along the front of my hand. Maybe we'll do a whole knife safety video. I don't want to get too far into that right now. So now we take our noodles. I got this really nice big ramen bowl. I got this at Walmart for $5. And I won't recommend stuff very often on this. Well, maybe I will. I have no idea. This is the first episode, but I recommend getting a one of these big ramen bowls because these are awesome. I mean, you can just load them up. microwave safe, whole 9 yards. So we're gonna go ahead and pan all this up. Like so. Take our scallions, throw them on, and there you go. Nice Thai peanut noodles. Thai peanut noodles. Cool. Maybe next week we'll do a vegan potatoes au gratin, which is another recipe I've been working on for a little while. It's pretty good. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, maybe hit that subscribe button. That would help me out a whole lot. Probably be in the single digits of subscribers when you see this, so you can be one of the first few. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you next week. I'm realizing this is almost a complete ripoff of that You Suck at Cooking channel, where it's like you can't see my face and it's kind of top down. That's unintentional. That is unintentional.